Hey my lovelies, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot and welcome to your new pick a card reading for this week. First things first, thank you everyone for being so patient. I had originally planned to start filming the sign videos this week, and the universe just did not think that was the right course of action. If you hear stuff going on in the background, someone at my building is washing their car outside, so if you hear a bunch of noise, that's all that is. And then if you follow my Instagram at The Guiding Chariot, you'll know that there are roofers working on my building, so I can't really film during the day like normal, because literally you will hear all the pounding and all that shenanigans. So this is a let's make it work week, essentially. I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you to everyone who, I don't know why I can't shuffle this one, but there we go. Thank you for everyone who voted on the poll I posted on the page. You guys are awesome. And because of that poll, we are doing our pick a card on the unseen. What is happening for us behind the scenes that we don't see, right? What the universe has kind of waiting in the wings for us. And I mean, if your week has been anything like mine, it has. I'm literally calling this a make it work week. And in a way, I kind of see it as a positive thing. It's kind of like the universe is like, how much does this mean to you? Right? How much are you willing to fight, right? If I make it a little more difficult for you this week, is that enough to make you surrender? Is that enough to make you give up? Or are you going to find a way to push through? It has been a big week of that, where you just kind of got to be flexible. You got to kind of find ways to solve the problem, right? And if you continue to try and it continues to fail, that's where your awareness is being kind of shown, like, is it really worth this? And if it is, great, keep pushing, don't give up. But if it's becoming crazy just to be crazy, it's probably trying to show you something, like maybe you could be doing something different. It's just been I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's been a very interesting week for myself, a lot of the people I'm very close to. It's just been crazy. So I'm sure some of you can relate to that in your own personal weeks. So we are going to get into this. We're using a new oracle deck that I've kind of been obsessed with since I got it. But here are your 3 cards. Pick the one that you are most drawn to, and we will go a little deeper in the next section. Let's number them so you know what to pick. So we're going to make this stack 1, this will be stack 2, and this will be stack 3. All right, my loves, go ahead and select your reading, and I will see you there. All right, hi, stack number 1. Let's get into your reading. Oh, I love this. Tenderness. All right, so the prompt here reads true love and compassion. And honestly, I think what's coming to you that we don't necessarily see yet, first thing I think of when I look at this card, like literally, because I've pulled it a couple times since I've gotten this deck, first thing I think of is relationships. So if you have had trouble in a certain relationship, if you've been looking for a new relationship, if that has been the goal, that is what universe is setting up for you. We're going to go into tarot, of course, but I feel like this is coming through because it's something that, I mean, love is something we all desire in one form or another, right? I think this has been a very long road for anyone that's really connecting to this. I think it's been a long wait, maybe, whether this is for a new relationship to come in or for some type of elevation in a current relationship, or maybe an opening up of some sorts. I think it's been something that we have been waiting for, and it's something that we have been, in our minds working for and like trying to make it happen. Maybe tried a few things and it didn't pan out, so we're left kind of wondering like where, why, how, what's going on, what am I missing? This is the universe's way of being like, you know what, it's coming. I promise it's coming. Like, please don't lose faith that it's coming. But, for whatever reason, it's not the right time just yet. Whether maybe there's some things that still need to be released. Maybe the person on the other side isn't prepared yet, right? There can be so many reasons that we never fully understand before it happens, of course. I think there's also a need to, and I'm not trying to call anyone out when I say this, but I think there's also a need to love yourself a little bit more, right? So not only is it about seeking love in a relationship or from a partner, but it's also giving that love to yourself regardless, right? Because your value isn't determined because someone says, hey, I think you're attractive, or hey, I want to be with you. Your value is, eternal. It's always there, right? whether someone is recognizing it or not. And I think for at least some of you out there, the message really is about acknowledging that in yourself. And, you know, to be completely frank, that's something I work through, I feel like on a daily basis, if I'm honest. But it is an energy of not calculating your worth or your value based on someone's opinion or what someone says or thinks about. You know, all of that is defined by you. It really, and it honestly, it really is. So definitely, and you know, this really isn't necessarily a little speech about like you have to practice self-love and da da da, which you should. I mean, it's a perfectly wonderful. I'm just going to say practice. I was like trying to find another word, but I mean that's you know, a great thing to do. Yeah, but it's just more about knowing your self-worth and working through, you know. For some people, maybe it's a self-esteem issue. Maybe it's an issue about, you know, having to compare yourself and your story and your journey to another. Yeah, see? Okay, let's start going through these. So first card out is the Ace of Wands. Beautiful card. Now this is a card of desire, intention, motivation, right? But I think the thing that's coming through the most is actually this sense of action, of doing, right? Because the Ace of Wands speaks to what drives us, what fuels us. So not only is it desire and inspiration, but it's also action, right? And to me, I think this is really about doing things, you know, in alignment with your desires and doing things for yourself, right? We have the World here in reverse and the Five of Cups. This sadness, this loss, this, you know, I don't want to call anyone out and say it's a lack mentality, because that's not necessarily what it is. But it's this idea of, you know, sadness, or I can't have this thing, or I'm not deserving, or it's not, why isn't it my turn? And, you know, like constantly kind of working in that dark hole, and we just kind of dig ourselves deeper and deeper and deeper. That's what's holding up this cycle, right? When we have the World in reverse, we're slowing this process down. We're holding ourselves back, essentially, right? And we don't mean to do that. It's not necessarily intentional, but it's this like spiral of these like darker, heavier emotions. It doesn't even necessarily have to be sadness, right? But it's just this like heavy vortex that's just, oh, look at that. It's this heavy vortex that just kind of pulls us in. It's the Ace of Wands where you're doing something passionate, but it's the doing that's more important. Like, you know, don't stay and sit in this energy, right? Get up, do something else, right? You literally do anything else but play party to this particular energy. And even that is a sense of, you know, tenderness for you, like knowing that you deserve better than just to sit here and be sad and depressed and deal with these issues. You also have the Page of Cups, indicative of new love once again. So piggybacking literally on that oracle card, speaking to new love and a new emotional kind of offer coming in. Now, yes, the Page of Cups can sometimes talk about someone from your past. We are in Mercury retrograde, so that is a possibility. I feel like looking at these cards, because we also have this World card, I feel like this is going to be new love. So for most of you, I don't think this applies to a past love. If it does apply to a past love, it's more so in the sense of having something to revisit so we can finally bring closure and release ourselves from it. It's not necessarily someone coming back and we, you know, get a second chance. I would be very cautious if someone returns and you start to kind of go down that road. If that's something you want and you can see actual growth in the relationship, you know, kudos to you, that's wonderful. But honestly, for most of you, I don't see that. I think we're heading towards new love, right? You know, and then middle of the deck, we have the Six of Swords, all about moving forward, you know, for travel, but it's about things getting easier, right? Finding more clarity, things flowing smoother. We're not fighting as much. So you are moving on, you are moving forward, right? Some of us, it may have just been a long time coming. It may have been, I just keep getting this like idea that it was like trial and error and trial and error. You know, we did something different, we changed our ways, you know, but again, we ended up in the same situation. So we tried something else, and again, it either failed or, oh, yeah, moon card, things still hiding under the surface. There's still a little mystery going on here. Spirit may even be throwing that, because like, we're literally not going to tell you. We're literally not going to tell you what's happening. You just need to keep going. But I think part of that is because of that need to be stronger, that need to be resilient. I talked a little bit about that in the intro. You, my lovelies, are completely moving on and moving forward out of something, right? And look at the bottom of the deck as the moon card comes out, the 9 of Cups. So again, your wish is going to be granted. It literally is. But for some reason, one or the other, it is kind of it's put on hold for a little bit. And again, it could be there's still progress that we need to make on our end, or again, something's going on the other side that we don't entirely know of. But the thing that you need to be important of the thing that you're moving towards and moving forward to, is this strong sense of self-confidence. Right here with the 9 of Pentacles, I call this my Beyonce card. This is a strong, confident, self-made. It is an independent energy. And I don't necessarily see that independence as lacking a partner, because we've already had a couple cards that speak to that. But this is really being strong and secure in yourself, right? If any of you watch Drag Race, RuPaul says it all the time. How are you going to love somebody else if you can't love yourself? It's literally that kind of vibe. And we talked about that in the beginning as well. So I think there is an energy of really, really evaluating and looking at your self-worth. And I think once that really clicks in you, like once you really believe that and own that, that's where all of these things that we're looking for, all of the things that are still kind of in the wings we're not fully aware of, that's when that starts to come in. But it's really that alignment. It's really that knowing, not thinking, knowing that you deserve something, that you're worthy of something. What did we get? Actually, here, let's look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, look at that. 7 of Pentacles. So we're waiting a little bit. Look at that. Ace of Cups, true love. 3 of Swords, right? So heartache. This to me is really connected to that 5 of Cups. For some of you, this may be heartbreak in, a current or a previous relationship. For most of us watching this stack, to me, this 3 of Swords is more it's like the pain we're causing ourselves, right? So it's like the self-talk, oh, no one wants me, I must be ugly, I must be fat, I must be, all the awful things that we can tell ourselves. To me, I think this is pain that we have inside of ourselves. This is that negative self-talk we kind of feed our own mentality, and maybe that's creating even more of that 5 of Cups energy. But again, you are loved, my friends. Here with this Ace of Cups coming out, you don't need to be sad that love is absent from your life. Love is never absent in your life, right? You can give yourself love at any time, anywhere. That sounds really dirty. But this is always your reality. It's whether we are aware of it and acknowledge it, or if we're going to constantly only look to this particular vibe, right, with this 5 of Cups. And then your last card your last card out is the Star. Beautiful card. Beautiful, beautiful. And this, again, that's that card of hope, optimism, looking for the best, expecting miracles. Because love is a miracle, right? Love is a miracle. But literally what I'm seeing here is there's a need to really acknowledge your value and your self-worth and move yourself out of a, heavier mindset, heavier frame of thinking. I think that's the best thing, because literally what it's blocking is this new love, is this new romance, our deeper connections and relationships. That's what's hiding in the unseen for you. That's what's really being covered up with this moon card. And you think of the moon, it governs our emotional body anyway. We just went through that lunar eclipse, so our emotional body got a full reset. Thank you. That was quick. We're gonna pull a couple, so don't worry. So that emotional reset was a good kind of it was almost kind of like a kickstart. It provided a nice little refresh for all of us. And I think for those of you who chose stack number 1, this is going to be especially significant, because that's really what's helping you to move forward. You literally got a little blank slate almost to your emotional body. So that eclipse helps to bring all of that out. And now during Mercury retrograde, this is really where you start putting some action behind it, right? So it's not only one thing to be aware that this is where we need some healing, or we're experiencing certain feelings that, you know, are helping to push us to grow, but then we also have to act on it. We have to start doing, right? We talked about that with the Ace of Pentacles. It's, you kind of have to start living that life, right? It's one thing to, you know something, you know, think something, and then it's a completely different thing to believe it and own it and kind of just rock the hell out of it. I feel like Spirit's really keeping yours simple. Like, I kind of wanted to pull a couple, but I'm like, nothing's coming. I think that, yeah, we're just going to leave it at, we're going to get those two. And I literally think Spirit is doing this on purpose, you know, with this moon card. They're like, yeah, we're kind of not going to tell you. Because it's like, what you want is coming. Like, no joke. We have that Nine of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Ace of Wands. You're moving forward. We have these two cards speaking to new relationships and new romance. It's kind of like, you know it's coming. We're not going to tell you about it, because then that would ruin the surprise. It's going to take the magic out of it. But it's coming. Don't worry about it. Don't be anxious about it. Just do what you need to do. And literally, oh, we did get 3. Look at that. I'm over here trying to like push for a third one, and it was already here. All right, let's go in order. So first one we got out. I am not even going to try to pronounce that. This lovely, lovely friend. But Dharma Unfolding. This is such a great card. And Dharma Unfolding really is about, yes, it is about finding your purpose and your journey and all of that. But Dharma Unfolding is where, you know, everything is a journey. Everything is a process. We don't just arrive at the finish line on day one. So it's acknowledging that there are steps to be taken. It's acknowledging that where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be, right? So honestly, I feel like this is really you owning this self-discovery moment, owning this journey of self-worth, and acknowledging how you get there, right? Oh, as I literally just look down and see one of the cards. So then you also have Mary Magdalene, Teacher Awakens. I'm going to read this prompt to you because I think it's actually going to be super significant. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call and don't let anything stop you. To me, this is really about your journey, because I think how you get through this situation, how you move through, you know, the choppy waters of whatever's happening on your journey, you then help to inspire someone else. And it honestly, it could be connected to this new love coming in. They may be going through something heavy as well, you know, and that might be part of why we're waiting. They have to get through that journey so we can meet up. But I think, I almost want to say they come to you at the start of this journey. Like, maybe they come to you like right after the heavy stuff goes down. And you, having already done the work for yourself, can help them and inspire them and motivate them through it. And that honestly is going to be a place where you guys connect. That's going to be a place where you guys bond very, very heavily. Like, I don't want to be as literal and be like, you are the teacher, because you're not actually teaching them, like sitting them down. Okay, lesson 1. It's not that. But having the gift of experience, you kind of help them along. So instead of them falling for different pitfalls or tumbles or losing motivation, losing steam, it's almost kind of like you get to be there to be the guiding light. Like, you know, where I had to do it, and, you know, I just had to trust that the light was at the end of the tunnel. I'm your light and I'm right here, right? And that's where I think a lot of the trust and a lot of the connection will come from. And then you also have Lord Shiva as your final card out, which is all about transcendence. Hallelujah. This is you like transmuting all of that heavy energy. It's transmuting all of that darker stuff that would normally keep you frustrated and stuck and get you to give up or throw your hands in the air and be like, oh, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, you literally are being guided through this, right? I mean, because look, the center of your deck was the 6 of Swords. You were literally being pulled in this boat towards, you know, calmer, safer waters, towards your desires, towards your happiness, towards this Ace of Cups. Like, literally look at what she's looking at. You know what I mean? Like, so don't, don't doubt or worry that it's never going to happen. It's not happening. What am I missing? What am I doing wrong? None of that is real, right? That's all that weird energy that the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups replays in our mind. So don't give in to that. You literally are being guided through this transcendence. And I think a big part of that is because eventually you will do it to, your next person, right? So be open. Again, expect miracles here with that Star card. And know that there is new love, there's tenderness and compassion and gentleness, and genuine emotional offers coming to you. Let's go through the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so we got Seven of Pentacles about waiting, Ten of Wands, and this is great because this is literally you're almost there, right? The tens always speak to completion. So even though there's burden and struggle here, the hard part is behind you. You're almost to that village, right? I would even almost argue, we can't necessarily see what she's looking at, but she's already made it over the hill, right? You can see that's behind her, and she's moving forward, she's moving on. You are literally almost at the destination, especially with it being a 10. And then you have Seven of Wands. So this particular deck, I always feel the Seven of Wands is a very independent energy, but it's a little defensive, right? Because you can see she's in her little energetic bubble, safe from the attacks of these other Seven Wands. But again, that's you saving your energy, reserving your flow, reserving your peace of mind, and keeping it secure, not comparing yourself to these other journeys, not feeding into that. Also not feeding into any negative self-talk. That's definitely not a place where we want to go either. So there is this really positive message in this reading, and I say that because I tend to get frustrated when I do a reading or receive a reading and the message is like, oh, patience, it's coming, you're waiting. That always frustrates me to a bit. So if any of you are feeling that, I totally get it, I understand it, but it's really because all you have to do is really the love that you're seeking, the connection you're seeking, give it to yourself. Know that you are deserving, know that you are worthy, and really know it, right? It's one thing to write an affirmation and tell ourselves that. You really have to own it and believe it. And that may mean you have to, go through the practice, tell it to yourself every single day, right? Write it on a Post-it, put it next to the bed. So it's the first thing when you wake up, you're like, oh, yep, I am love. I am love. I love love and I'm attracting love every day, right? Whatever that affirmation is going to sound like, literally you need to see it every day. Put it on your phone, stick it to the bathroom mirror, whatever you have to do until it really sinks in. I'm one of those people, I love movies and music, so I will listen to music that has that same message, and that will be my jam for the week, and I'll just hear it over and over and over again. Whatever works for you. Doesn't have to be music, but that's where you kind of have to rewire your own brain. But again, that's really where all of this is heading, and then that's when the veil gets lifted and you can see all of the goodies that were hiding behind it. Alright, Stack 1, I'm going to wrap your reading up there. As always, I'm wishing you the best. Again, expect all those miracles. I love you guys. Take care. If you can do me a favor, make sure to smash that like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how this resonated. Also, make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell on to be notified when your next reading pops up. Hopefully the roofers will be gone soon and I'm going to start the sign videos, but I didn't want to wait any longer. So again, thank you for your patience. I love you guys. Take care. Stay safe. And I'll see you in your next video. Bye. Hey, Stack number 2, and welcome to your reading. Oh, you guys must be going through a similar journey like me. I actually pulled this card this morning. Setting boundaries. I love the image in this card, right? So, with setting boundaries, yes, it is about setting healthy boundaries. What you're going to accept, what you're going to allow, what you're going to tolerate in your life, not letting people take advantage of you. What I love about this image, so you can kind of see not only are you there putting up your energetic boundaries, putting up the, if you're going to bring that to me, that's going to stop. Here is my space. This is my dance space. This is your dance space. But you're also being protected, right? You've also got your spiritual team right behind you. Be like, yep, don't worry. You tell us what the boundaries are. We will help to maintain them. We will give you the strength needed to stand your borders, right? That you don't have to worry about. The main thing here is that you're setting your safe space. So if things have felt chaotic, if things have felt uncontrollable, especially if your peace of mind and your sanity has been under attack recently. Lord knows I can relate to you. I am just, I can't right now. Know that the best thing you can do is literally just to, and you can decide it to yourself. You don't have to make this big declarative moment, but really, what is it you're going to accept? What are you going to tolerate, right? What's worth it to you? Because some of it might just be like, no, that's crazy. I did not sign up for that. Like, if that's how it's going to be, I don't want to do this. If there are going to be all these hoops to jump through, I'm going to have issues with that, right? And it's not about being, being nasty or being not vindictive. That's not the word I want. It's not coming to me. But being like dominating, just being controlling to a situation. But it really, if it's messing with your peace of mind, if it's creating tension within you, whether this is just to people please or to allow something just to make it easier, even though you don't agree with it or it makes you feel a certain way, that's doing you a disservice, right? And you shouldn't have to compromise that for something to work or for a relationship to go through or happen or business dealings to be successful. Like, none of that is required. So this is really, it's almost a method of self-preservation. And we're going to see, like I said, this reading is about what's unseen, what's coming that we don't have in our awareness yet. Yeah, look how powerful you are with the Magician card coming out. So you are calling the shots, right? What gets in is really up to you. What comes through the portal is Ten of Swords. Yep. Definitely been some tough stuff. Some of you might feel some betrayal from people you're involved with, situations you're in. Your reaction to that is really the only thing you can control. And I think that's where these boundaries are coming. So whatever situation you've been in that has been stressful, frustrating, making you angry, maybe for some of you making you feel hurt, know that it wasn't anything. Honestly, I wouldn't even take it as personal, no matter what it did. What they did, what the situation, how the situation played out. I don't think it was personal. It wasn't anything done to you, because of you. If someone said something or reacted a certain way, it was based on them. It was based on their perspective. What? Perspective. They may also have their own, situations going on that's creating panic or making them more reactive. What was done to you wasn't really done because of you, right? It was just kind of unfortunate that you happened to be the one standing in that spot or dealing with the situation. But you truly are in control here with the Magician. So, honestly, I think and again, we're going to get more cards. This is me just going off of, what I'm seeing so far. Really, this is, and I kind of hate to say it because it's almost making it sound like, well, no, I'm not going to say that. We'll see. But it's really about what you deserve, like I was saying with setting boundaries. If this is how this person is going to be, I would highly recommend you kind of sit and think about, is this something that you want to be a part of, right? I don't want to tell you, like, this is something you need to walk away from. And we'll see what Spirit's intentions are with this Ten of Swords moment. But know that you are in control. Know that you are not just a victim of some heinous crime and you just have to sit there and take it, and let things work out. That's not the case. You are in control. If you can work with this and you want to make this happen, you totally can, by all means. But if you're looking at it and you really, I don't like this, this isn't what I was expecting, you still sit in a seat of power, right? You can say no. You can change the direction of things. Yeah, Three of Wands and something. Right, so we've got the Three of Wands that just came out. Well, it flipped over in the deck. Oh, got some extras. Yes, full card, creating a brand new start for yourself. We got one more. Temperance, patience and divine timing, sitting right at the center of your spread. All right, my lovelies. So two major energies here with the Fool and Temperance. Okay. I would argue there's more to come. There's bigger and better out there. And the Three of Wands is an energy of that portal opening. waiting to receive our shipment, right? I always make that tracking number analogy here with the Three of Wands. But there is a brand new beginning. There's a brand new start, a brand new opportunity for you. And it's falling out under the Magician. So it's really in line with your alignment. So if you want to stay in this situation, that's probably, you're going to get more of that energy. So you really have to be honest with yourself. Is this something I want? Is this what I want to be in? Is this how I expected it? Could I continue doing this for, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years down the line? Just assume, the easiest way for me to describe this, because when I think about it, just assume the situation never changes. If it stays just as it is now, would you want to be here down the line? Right? So that's something I would hazard a guess. No matter if this is a relationship or business or work or whatever, if it were to stay this way, could you see yourself doing it? Would you want to see yourself doing it? Right? Honestly, I feel like this, whatever, oh no, we're not taking that. Oh, I kind of like those though. I'm not going to keep them, but we're going to talk about them. I feel like that was Spirit's way, like, shut up, don't even talk about that. That's such a waste of time. They're just trying to get me off topic. All right, we'll leave that there. But again, just know that you're in control, especially with this Temperance card, right? The universe literally is cooking up something bigger and better for you. So there is kind of this need to trust in divine timing, and the best is still yet to come. And then we had the Four of Swords and the Six of Pentacles slide out. So Four of Swords is all about rest, recovery. Maybe it's time to slow down a little bit. We don't need to push this situation further than it has to, and it may not necessarily be worth your energy, right? And then the Six of Pentacles is all about flow, letting things happen, and not necessarily letting this play out how it has to, but, acknowledge it in yourself, whether this is something I want to stick with, or is this something that I need to let go, and then see what happens because of that, right? If I take my energy out of it, if I pull back, let's see what happens, right? Are people going to even notice, right? Maybe I don't even really need to be there. Or when you pull back, people definitely notice and like, hey, what are you doing? Where are you going? And see their reaction. Do they value that and be like, oh my God, where have you been? We've missed you, or da 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 da. Or have people been like coming for you because of it? And you're like, if you're gonna act like that, I don't need to be here. Knight of Swords, wanting to gain more understanding, learning. This is you learning. This truly is you learning. I think presently in this current energy, this is you wanting this clarity. This is you wanting to understand. I want to find solutions. I want to find direction. I want to pick up momentum, right? But again, if this is not the situation where you're supposed to be in, you're never going to find that momentum, right? Because it'll take you further away from where you want to be. And it's funny that this card comes up after Temperance. It's like once things are in alignment, then everything picks up, because, the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving court card. Like, it has the most momentum and the most energy behind it. And that's really where you get fueled up. That's where the oomph and the turbo boosters get turned on. Honestly, I think it'd be in your best situation to, if something is causing this stress, causing this pain with this Ten of Swords, I think it'd be in your best interest to kind of pull some of your energy away from that. And it doesn't have to be all at once. You can do a slow, gradual pull, right? But I think that's really going to be in your best interest, right? And you have free will, do what you want to do. I don't want to tell you how to run this. She's been popping up a lot. Queen of Pentacles, love this energy. And again, this is that energy of being grounded and secure and stable. Queen of Pentacles also carries this energy of a decision needing to be made still, right? But it's one that's in alignment with her well-being, whether it's mental health, physical health, spiritual health, or even all of the above. This is an energy that's very secure and solid in itself, right? I have to do what's best for me. I need to do what serves me. I need to do what preserves my peace of mind, because it's too valuable and too important for it to be sacrificed. I will not give that power away to anyone. So if you want to step to me and you start messing with my peace, no, I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm not going to allow that, right? You can even see she has her arms crossed. She's like, no, this is my boundary. You don't get to come any closer. You don't get to disturb. my tranquil headspace. Right? There's no messing with that energy. There literally is no messing with that energy. And I think the universe is bringing you something that still brings you joy and happiness, because I think this situation, that was the intention, right? We did it because we're excited about it. We did it because we were passionate about it. But there's something in that dynamic that just isn't serving you, and it's creating more tension than necessary, or more tension than you really should be receiving. And I think the universe is making that adjustment. We're like, we're still going to give you this thing, but we're going to make it better. We're gonna cut out this craziness. Two of Pentacles, flexibility, be willing to shift. And again, I think a lot of that is really allowing this to go, right? Don't be so rigid. Like, no, it has to be this way. It has to be this thing. I've already made up my mind. I think there's a bigger and brighter and better opportunity out there for you. Oh, we got a bunch. All right. Bottom of the deck is that Six of Pentacles again. Being in flow, being receptive, being open. All right, what do we have here? Judgment card. Rebirth, finding that soul mission, finding that purpose. You also have the King of Wands. Beautiful energy. Sorry, wasn't even holding it in frame. King of Wands. This is you feeling driven, feeling motivated, feeling empowered for sure, like hands down. And I can't imagine you coming through this Judgment card and not feeling that way. Just lit up, appreciated, powerful, in control, right? And it's not, and you were never not in control, right? You still regain this power, not regain, but retain, that's the word I wanted. You still retain this power no matter what. This lies within you, right? It's almost like your birthright. But having it show up as the King of Wands, that's the moment where you really own it in the physical, where you own it in the 3D. I love that. I love that. So this, it's so funny. This is, your particular reading is kind of like a progression in a way of the first reading. Kind of in a different field. Theirs was specifically in one kind of area of life. Yours, I think, is a little broader, if not something actually different. But just the level of the journey is kind of similar. But where they were kind of learning it, you're on the process of really mastering it. So this particular Ten of Swords for you, this little stepping stone, really is about solidifying what you want versus what you're going to tolerate versus what you're going to accept and what you're just not even going to be bothered by, right? So you're literally mastering that element of this journey. If you were kind of going between 1 and 2, you might want to check out 1, but like I said, this feels further ahead on a similar journey. So if you were in between, you might be finishing up some things in 1 as you move into what's going on here in the second step. But your big thing, divine timing, literally divine timing. And I think there is going to be a whole new opportunity that comes to you that I think will be similar, right? Because it'll still give you, we're just going to use this as a job. So if it is a particular job, it'll still be in the same field or doing similar work, but it might be with a better team, or it might be in a place that gives you more freedom, or encourages your creativity and is open to new ideas, right? Because I kind of feel like that's because we have that Two of Pentacles, being flexible. I feel like you're already in this space where you want to create, or you want some wiggle room, and you want to kind of have this expression that maybe this particular situation with the Ten of Swords doesn't allow, or doesn't appreciate or encourage or find much value in. And if that's the case, that definitely isn't a place where you should be, right? I kind of want to take that one, but no. I feel like I want to see if anyone else comes out. Hi, Kiona. Hey, baby. I didn't realize you were hiding out in here. My kitty's like playing with my feet. Hi, little one. Oh. that was fun. We're going to take those. Like those, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, they literally bounced up right into my hand. So you're going to get 4. All right, my loves, let's go through this. So first card out, Mother Mary. Yes, love that. Love and peace. Especially that peace. We've talked a lot about that peace of mind. It's too important, too valuable. You know, anything that starts to disturb that, anything that starts to mess with that, let it go. Let it go. For some of you, this could be directly connected to your mom. There might be some healing with mommy going on. Doesn't have to be, but just throwing it out there. One thing with this card as well, if there's something going on, if there's a tension, if there's an argument, one thing this card always talks about, you know, with love and peace being, you know, it's kind of guiding factors. It's not so much about being right. It's not necessarily worth the argument just to prove you're right. Right? Sometimes it's better just to have the peace of mind, walk away. Be the bigger person, just let it go. If it's not important, if it's not really anything, it's not worth it. It is not worth it to put in the time and the energy and the effort to prove to someone else that this is how it's supposed to be. Right? You know, agree to disagree, walk away. Just for your own peace of mind. Right? And then you also have Cernunnos, all about life force. This, to me, really piggybacks that energy we talked about, having expression and being fueled by your passion, being allowed to create. Actually, here, let's read the prompt. Oh, okay, never mind. So, express your driving passion. Da-da-da, right? Sensual and sexual powers are increased. So, and, right, we talk about sexual energy, but that's still creation energy. So there definitely is a beautiful creative force inside of you that needs to be expressed, right? And I think this situation has either stifled that or held it back or just didn't appreciate it, right? You could have brought it up and someone's like, no, we're not doing that. I don't give 2 hoots about it. That's their own thing. Don't take that personally. You also have faith here, right? And to me, it's really about this benevolence kind of energy. Because I feel like in this situation, someone really did do you wrong, or someone didn't, they at least didn't do right by you, in simplest terms. Not that they owed you anything, but again, I feel like it's this energy of something was done to you that affected you or made you feel hurt or whatever, but it really wasn't a personal thing, right? Someone else was acting out of fear, someone else was acting out of panic, or was just being reactive. And again, you just happened to be the one there, or you happened to be the one involved in the situation, and you kind of got their backlash, even though it had nothing to do with you. So to me, this, you know, this particular card is showing up to, you know, keep your cool, you know, walk through this situation with grace, and just kind of expect that there's good in this person, right? You kind of just have to trust that, because I don't think you, well, no, I don't want to say that. That's not right. I was going to say, because you don't necessarily see the good in them. That's not true. You know that this person is good. You went into this situation because you already know that, or felt that within them. So it's not that they're a bad person, but whatever situation they have in their personal life is causing them to react in a certain way that is now affecting you, right? And that's where this energy with the Magician is like, if this is how you're going to be, this probably isn't the best place. And instead of messing with what we have now, you know, and letting it get to some wonky situation, you know, it's better that we figure out a different solution, right? Or I just have to go do something else, right? It's kind of owning your response to the other reaction in a way. And then we have the Kalima coming out, facing fear. Now, as I was talking and I looked down at this card, it did make me think maybe this is what the other person is going through. This may not even be you facing your own fears. Because honestly, the rest of these cards, you look pretty in control already, right? We may be afraid of how to handle a situation, or what to do after this, or as we transition through this. But I feel like majority of this card is really speaking to what's happening on the other side. But for both of you, this is a great sign that there are major changes coming. For some of you, they may even be spiritual changes, right? Because this card has a lot to do. I always kind of connect this card with the Death card, where there's that rebirth, right? It's kind of the end of that one phase and moving into another. So for some of you, this may speak to that Fool card we talked about, right? You're getting your opportunity to fly and to soar soon. So allow these changes to happen. This is just one stepping stone. But honestly, what is happening in the unseen for you is a brand new opportunity, one that allows for free and full expression of your talents, of yourself, of your soul, and literally of your spirit. But on that journey, you have to kind of go through this transition where you really have to be strong and hold your ground. What is it I deserve? What is it I'm going to tolerate? What is it that really feels in alignment to me, versus just allowing things to be done to you, right? And just kind of letting that happen. That's not serving you at all. All right, my loves, I'm going to leave your reading there. As always, I'm wishing you the best. I'm sending you love. I would super appreciate if you could do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know how this resonated. And if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell on. It's the best way to be notified of your next reading. I'm hoping that the roofers will be done so I can start filming the sign videos. If I can start them this weekend and carry them over into next week so they're out, that would be great. I'd be super happy with that. So stay tuned. I will keep you updated. But stay safe. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, stack number 3. Let's get into your reading. All right, nice. You guys have the River of Blessings. So what Spirit is hiding from you is literally all this good stuff coming your way. I love that. You know what also comes through when this card pops up is kind of open yourself to receiving, right? You actually, see, if you read the prompt on the bottom, it does say releasing constraints. Are we focusing? There we go. So it is about kind of not necessarily letting down barriers, but it's like opening the gates, right? So you're not dropping the whole wall, but there are things coming in that you need to be receptive to, and completely receptive to. So that does kind of open up a little bit of vulnerability. It's kind of what I want to throw in there. But oh, what a great card to start off your reading, my lovelies. I feel like with that coming up, your Mercury retrograde, honestly, for some of you, it actually could be really easy. It might be a really smooth retrograde for you with that being what's hidden. But I also think with that, the lessons, whatever re-edits you have the opportunity to deal with this particular retrograde, really, if it is about tying up loose ends, like, you get the clarity, you get the closure, right, which allows for, these gifts to come in. So I feel like this retrograde, what comes to you actually really, like, engage, like, you really go over that stuff and you understand it, you close the lesson, you tie up the loose ends, dot the I's, cross the T's, all of that. So that's actually really, really good. Or at least, we all have free will, so at least you have the opportunity to do all those things. But the fact that, there's already blessings waiting for you, that are already kind of prepped for you if you do the work, right? Who was that? Hi, Priestess, we're going to take you. If you do the work, there's actually, we may not put you in the reading, but we're going to put you at the bottom. But if you really engage, there is a lot to be gained. And then with that High Priestess card in, listening to your intuition, trusting your instincts, right? And some of that may have to do with these re-edits, with these situations or people even that come in to, revisit, times gone by, right? Listen to your intuition about whether to engage with this person, how to engage with this person or this situation, right? If they walk up and you get that feeling like, oh, here comes trouble, pay attention to that. And it could even happen in reverse, right? You mentally could be like, oh God, not this again. But, then your gut kind of gives you a different vibe. And you're like, do I play with that? And look at that. Then we get the Death card popping out. Literally rebirth, transformation. Yeah, I'm telling you, oh, someone ran away, hold on. The things coming to you, there we are. The things coming to you this retrograde season are offering opportunities for massive closure and really finding the answers you seek and really knowing, like, how would this end? You know, all those what if questions, you really get an opportunity this retrograde to discover that clarity, really figure that out. You know, what would happen if I told this person that? And then they show up. You get your opportunity to go there, right? Even with the, what do we have now? 7 of Cups in reverse. So this is clarity, right? Where we would have confusion in the upright, not knowing which card, which cup to pick, what option to take, having too many options. Here we know exactly what we're doing, right? We're forsaking all the other cups and going straight for the one we want. We do have the Page of Wands here in reverse, which can be not necessarily worrying, but this can be where, you know, maybe I'm trying to think of a way to put this, where we might be a little too impulsive, right? And I think that's why the High Priestess is coming out, listening to the intuition. This, we may react a little too quickly. And again, it could go both ways. It could be where, you know, logically your mind tells you, oh, here comes trouble, and your gut is like, nah, give it a chance. Like, this is the moment we've been wanting to have, right? Let's see if things can be done differently. But that mental panic makes you bounce too soon, or vice versa. Your gut's like, oh God, this is scary. Look, I see the same red signs. I get the same feeling. I shouldn't do this. But the mind's like, oh no, but I want it so badly. It's going to be different this time. I can change this situation. And you can't, you know, so be very aware of making hasty decisions. Like, really make sure that you know that you're doing the right thing. Your cards are getting flung all over the place. Hold on. Queen of Cups. Love that. So Queen of Cups is really, to me, it's very connected to the High Priestess, because it's getting very in touch with your emotional self, with your emotional body, what feels good. But this is also a space, you know, that I would also connect to the River of Blessings with that Restraint card. Because the Queen of Cups can be a very, especially when negatively aspected, which it's not, can be a very guarded and reserved card, right? She's very, you know, her cup is very sacred. She doesn't let just anyone drink from her cup, right? You have to earn the right to get close to the Queen of Cups, which is true. You should be that way. To me, this is really speaking to this Page of Wands. Like, yes, you deserve certain things. Yes, you deserve to hold on to your sanity, your peace of mind, your comfort levels. With that said, though, you don't want to just make a wall, right? You don't want to be completely cut off. And this is a card that's being positively aspected, so it is about, you know, being emotionally receptive, right? So that's actually it's a nice positive thing. Oh, it's starting to rain outside. Oh, I've been waiting for it to rain all day. It's been so hot. Oh, I love that. All right. I'm so excited for what your next card is. Literally, I'm like on the edge of my seat. Oh. 10 of Swords, yep. So what I was talking about with Mercury retrograde, this is literally your, like, closing moments. Like, you really do get to call an end to a bunch of things. Release yourself from a bunch of cycles, right? The 10 of Swords is definitely not a comfortable card by any means. It's never one we really want, but the nice thing about it, it's the 10, it's the end, right? It is literally the end, so the worst of the situation's behind us. But for you, I think that's been long gone. What's happening here is that you're getting to revisit and re-examine all of those opportunities and really, one, get the answers you've been seeking, right? Again, we talked about the what ifs, the could it have been different. Now you really get the clarity and the understanding of why things ended up the way they could be. You know, if we can change it, now you get to, I think for the most part, this is really helping you to fully release and helping you to fully bring closure to those situations, right? Spirit's really helping and guiding you to crossing that finish line. Like, you know, where you might have been hung up on all these what if questions, Spirit's like, nope, nope, we got other things for you, or we don't want you wasting your time on all of that anymore. Like, we really want that to be done. We want you to release yourself from all of that. You deserve bigger and better things. You deserve more freedom. You deserve a happier emotional space here with that Queen of Cups for sure. So some of these things may be kind of, honestly, they may be a little rough. Not necessarily rough to go through, but with this Page of Wands in reverse, it may be rough in the sense where, you know, mentally we've already got our guards up. We're already like, nope, that was painful. I don't even want to go through that again. I want those answers, but I don't know if it's worth it to like tread through all that swamp water again. I promise you it is. I promise you it is. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but the rewards will be worth it. They will completely be worth it. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're literally coming all over the place. So we've got 2 twos. We have here the 2 of Wands. So seeking out and sending out your intentions around this situation. We've also got the 2 of Cups in reverse. So this could do with a friendship or a relationship that failed or fell apart, right? Now getting another chance to re-examine that, state our case, but on our terms, right? That's the big thing, right? When we get these two together, right? Because the 2 of Wands is about your intention. What do you see here? What do you want to achieve? You know, maybe in the past it was the other way around, right? We surrendered to someone else's intentions, even if that didn't serve our needs, right? With that Queen of Cups. That's not the case anymore. It's not the case anymore. So honestly, there's some massive closure for you. Look, another 3 twos in a row. 2 of Wands, 2 of Cups, and now we have the 2 of Swords. This is definitely a card of the unseen, right? I mean, she's literally being blindfolded, right? This is also a card of indecision, right? Not knowing what to do, not knowing where to go. But I think that's because of this situation or these things from the past, you know, making us doubt our intuition, making us question, you know, who we are. Maybe for some of us questioning our how deserving we are of these things, which makes us hesitate and doubt ourselves when we get to this crossroads. Honestly, that's what's ending. You are being set free from all of that. Like, Spirit's literally guiding you to a space that is expressive and more authentic for you, more rewarding for you, in much better alignment too. Especially when we look at this High Priestess card, you can see this like column of light, like it's perfectly in sync with her, right? I think that's really the direction you're going in. Oh, yeah, 3 of Pentacles, everything falling to place, teamwork, collaboration, resources, and support coming together. And bottom of the deck, 8 of Wands, communication, rapid communication. So I definitely think there's messages coming in. For some of you, this is going to be directly connected to a person, possibly a past lover, doesn't have to be. But this is going to be directly connected to a person. You are going to have the opportunity to reach out, or you're going to hear from them, and it's going to give you that window to really shut this down, right? Because I don't see anything here where it's really speaking to something starting over, or you get a second chance to start something up again. I really think something's coming back for a revisit, but it brings you the closure you've needed or you've been seeking. It brings you the clarity to fully just release yourself from, be like, you know what, I don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't have to play that game. I don't have to worry about the what ifs, because I know I'm doing really good on my own. I know I'm doing really good where I am. I don't have to worry about what could have happened back then. I don't have to continue to question and doubt. I can just do. I can just be, right? My intuition is stronger than I give it credit for. For some of you, this may be the realization whatever call you made back then was the right one, right? It may have been, it really may have been, and you just were like, oh, I don't know if I acted too hastily or too rashly, or maybe I was a little irrational in the moment because I was so emotionally fueled and charged up. Honestly, I think you're getting a lot of closure around that situation that really sets you free. I'm going to say it again. We're going to pull a couple of these cards. So if you're wondering why I'm not talking about that one, it's because you're going to get a few. I guess we can talk about this while we shuffle. So you guys got Charity, prayer and contemplation. Beautiful card. To me, this is really connecting to this High Priestess energy, right? Because this is all about your connection with spirit when we think about prayer. So, ooh, okay, well, I guess that's what they wanted to hear. But definitely connecting with spirit. Maybe putting some of these intentions, right? Because we have that Two of Wands here. Putting some of these intentions into your prayers. You know, like say this person reaches out, you're like, oh God, what do I do? Put it in your prayers. You know, dear Spirit, I want to find the conclusion. I want to understand why this happened, or I want to understand, you know, what really serves me in the end. Like, what's the best outcome? You know, help me understand. Help me to say the right thing. All you know, whatever that sounds like for you. Connect with spirit. You literally will be guided to the right course of action. You'll feel it in your guts, right? And that's why the High Priestess came out specifically. So, oh God, and now we're looking at this. So you've got Lady Venus, all about downloads and understanding. We were just talking about that. So yes, spirit literally downloading to you, literally leading you towards the truth. There's going to be a lot of insights that come to you. Some of you, it may be in the dream space. It doesn't have to be, so don't worry. If you're like, oh, but I don't dream very often, don't worry about it. Doesn't have to be that way, but trust, you literally are getting a lot of cognizant knowing downloaded to you, is what I want to say. So you're just kind of going to know things. You may not necessarily know why you know it, or where that came from, or how it popped into your little head, but it's there. Use it, right? It's literally like spirit just put like a little microchip in and downloaded all the info you needed for the day. And then when you're going through the day, situation arrives, that file just naturally opens up. You're like, oh yeah, I know what to do here. I don't know where I got these instructions, but I got them, so let's use them. That's literally what Lady Venus is doing. And then you have Mother Mary, who actually showed up in, she came up in one of the other readings, and now I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been number 2. I can't remember now, but I know she popped up. If you were thinking about number 2, if you're going back and forth, might be worth checking out, because I'm pretty sure it was number 2. But this particular energy, and it's so funny, I'm going to read the prompt because it's like so spot on. Let go of the need to be right and choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. So it could be directly to, you know, your mother and healing something in that relationship, but it's that letting go of that need to be right? If there was tension in an argument, which again, 10 of Swords probably was there, have grace through that. It's not about rehashing that argument and going at it again, trying to get someone to say you're right, or trying to prove someone else wrong. It's in the past. It's done. What's done is done. It's in the past. It's in the books already. We can't do anything about it. The most important thing is getting the answers, getting the resolution, right? Instead of hashing it all up again. So when that situation presents itself, don't give into pride, don't give into ego, and start, going on the warpath again, because that's not going to, essentially you're just repeating the cycle again, right? Versus spirit's bringing up to bring you closure, to bring you release, because through that release, that's where we make space and we get to be in a receptive. I see you just standing there with your arms open and all these like gifts and presents being handed to you. That's how we get to that place, because right now we're holding on to all of these what ifs and the stress and the confusion and blah, 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 blah. This is really the moment you can release all of that, and with your empty hands, then you can start to pick up all the goodies, right? Because again, even your last card out was the 3 of Pentacles, which is all of those resources falling into place. So beautiful. Hi, baby. Beautiful window of collaboration, teamwork, coming together, and that's a lot of what this narrative is about, right? So don't waste that opportunity, right? Because again, we have free will. We can totally choose to react a different way in that situation. Be very open and receptive to it, and be very strong in your emotional self, right? You don't want to sacrifice that, especially if that's what happened in the past. We definitely don't want to sacrifice that again. So, but it's not about being walled up and blocked off, right? Reserved maybe, and protective for sure. We're not gonna suffer fools and tolerate less than we deserve, but you want to be open, you want to be receptive. Give this, it's not actually giving this a chance, but give it another look through, because that's where you finally get closure, right? So remember, it's not that you want to engage to do it all over again. You want to engage to find the answers you seek. If you have those what if questions, this is your chance to find the answers and be done with it, versus questioning it over and over and over again, right? I mean, you can just wait till the next Mercury retrograde and maybe it all comes up again. Anyway, I think it's a beautiful reading. Lots of good stuff coming your way. We've got some things to really face and be honest with ourselves about, but it's nothing you can't handle. Literally, it's nothing you can't handle. It's part of your progression. It's part of your growth and part of your rebirth. So you got this, my lovelies. All right, Stack 3, I'm going to wrap up your reading there. As always, I'm sending you guys lots and lots of love. I'm wishing you the best. Thank you for coming and watching this video. If you liked it, please do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know how this resonated. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe and get that notification bell on. It's the best way to be notified when the next video pops up. I think the roofers are going to be back again tomorrow. If not, I do want to start filming the sign videos because that really got delayed this week. If not, hopefully I'll be able to start them this weekend and they'll start rolling out next week. We will see. But again, thanks for your patience. I love you guys. Take care. Stay safe. I'll see you in your next reading. Bye.